Istanbul is a stunning city, rich with history, culture, amazing landmarks, and breathtaking views. I hope you will enjoy the videos of my 6-day journey in Cappadocia and Istanbul, and inspire you to plan your own trip to these destinations. I have included some transportation guide as well as travel costs converted to USD at the end of the video for reference. For the first day, start with a visit to Hagia Sophia, an enormous architectural marvel built originally as a Byzantine church in 537 AD and later converted to a mosque during Ottoman Empire rule. It is the most famous landmark in Istanbul and you can expect a heavy crowd, so come here before the opening time. Starting this year, it now charges around $27 for entry. You will need to queue twice, once for the tickets and once for the entrance. There is an option to buy a $53 combo ticket for Hagia Sophia History Museum situated across the Blue Mosque, which you can see later in this video. Do expect an hour of queue time in total. For 1,000 years, Hagia Sophia was the largest church in the world. The ground floor is open for Turkish citizens all day and foreign Muslims only during prayer time. Other foreign visitors can only access the first floor gallery. Entry is restricted during prayer times and, if possible, avoid Friday for this reason. You can reach here by taking the T1 tram line to Sultanahmet station. Located just across the street from Hagia Sophia exit is the Basilica Cistern. It is the largest of several hundred ancient cisterns located beneath Istanbul. Entrance fee is around $19. This underground reservoir dates back to the 6th century and has 336 marble and granite columns believed to have been salvaged from nearby buildings, the most famous being the two with Medusa heads. There are also a few modern art sculptures that adds to the spooky atmosphere in this subterranean space. The Sultanahmet Mosque, or more popularly known as the Blue Mosque, is the second most visited landmark in Istanbul. It is conveniently located just opposite Hagia Sophia and is free to visit except during prayer times. Like Hagia Sophia, do try to avoid coming on a Friday. Built in 1617 to rival Hagia Sophia, it gained the name of Blue Mosque due to the blue Ionic tiles on the lower walls, even though you may not notice them immediately. Unique at the time are also the 6 minarets. Personally, I like the Blue Mosque more than Hagia Sophia, but it can be more crowded as it is free to enter. At night, the mosque is beautifully lighted up, but only the courtyard remains open. My visit happens to coincide with the holy month of Ramadan. During that time, the park area outside will be filled with locals waiting to break fast every evening. Just outside the Blue Mosque is the Hippodrome or Sultanahmet Square. In Byzantine times, this is where the races are held. Today, what remains is the obelisk of Theodosius, servant column, and wall obelisk. Besides Sultanahmet Square is the Hagia Sophia History Museum, which I mentioned earlier in the video. The entry price is around $27. Not really a museum in the traditional sense, but rather a video history of Hagia Sophia from its construction as a Byzantine church to its transition to a mosque under Ottoman Empire. You are given a personal headset based on your preferred language and moving from room to room viewing immersive videos for around 40 minutes. Online reviews are mixed and I would suggest skipping this if you are on a budget. Do remember to choose just Hagia Sophia when purchasing the tickets. The Grand Bazaar is just 15 minutes walk from Sultanahmet Square. Or if you are coming here directly, take Metro Line M2 to Westniceler Station or take T1 tram line to Beyazit Kapali Kasi Station. It is one of the largest and oldest covered markets in the world, roughly the size of 30,000 square meters. It has 61 streets and houses roughly 3,000 stores selling everything from carpets, jewelry, handbag, clothes, snacks, spices and souvenirs. Do beware that prices here can be more expensive than stores in other areas as it is a touristy place. If you decide to buy anything, you should bargain on the price. Lastly, the bazaar is closed on Sundays. Walking 12 minutes north of Grand Bazaar towards the Bosphorus Street is Eminonu Pier. Here you can join a Bosphorus Cruise. If you look at those in Get Your Guide, Club or Wilder, private cruises or those with dinner can cost around $30 to $50. I would recommend catching a regular cruise before sunset at the pier, which costs $5 for around 1.5 hours ride. Do check that the one you join is without stops. Those with stops will take longer time. To end the day, you can consider having a dinner at one of the rooftop restaurants around Sultanahmet area. They have amazing views of Hagia Sophia and Mosque, and even the Bosphorus Street. However, do be prepared that the prices will be 2 times compared to regular restaurants. I had mine at Panoramic Restaurant. The kofte, Turkish meatballs and Coke cost $31. Pricey, but it is worth the lovely views. A quick reminder to like and subscribe to my channel for future travel videos. On the second day, while waiting for Topkapi Palace to open, have a stroll at Gulhane Park. It is located beside Topkapi Palace, which is one of the most popular places to visit in Istanbul. Gulhane Park used to be the private garden of Topkapi Palace and now is free to enter. If you are here in March and April, it will be beautifully planted with tulips. To reach here, take the T1 tram line to Gulhane Station. Make sure you are at the Topkapi Palace queue before opening times to avoid crowds. Entrance fee is around $47. It is located near Hagia Sophia as well, but it is best to visit on a separate day as it gets crowded later in the day. The palace is the royal residence and administrative center of Ottoman Empire between 15th to 19th centuries. Today, it is a museum showcasing impressive Ottoman architecture, especially the harem where the Sultan's family and concubines live. There are also multiple buildings showcasing porcelains, robes, weapons, shields, armaments, and other priceless artifacts. The whole area is very large and likely will take 3 hours to fully appreciate. Head to the harem first as all tour groups will go there once they arrive. Do take note that if you have a drone, security will keep it at the entrance checkpoint and only return to you upon exit. I had an early lunch near the Monsieur Kassisi or Spice Bazaar. Had a chak kebab, which is lamb kebab, and Thai tea at Caesar Chak Kebab, one of the more affordable lunch at $10 with Coke. Monsieur Kassisi or Spice Bazaar is located not far from Grand Bazaar. It is a covered market specializing mostly on spices, tea, and snacks such as Turkish delight and baklava. I find it easier to navigate as it is a lot smaller, and the colors of the various spices, tea, and Turkish delights makes for amazing photos. Like Grand Bazaar, prices here are also higher than the shops elsewhere, so do make sure to bargain. It takes 60 minutes to walk from Gulhane Park to Spice Bazaar. If you like to walk less, you can also take the T1 tram line to Aminono station. From Aminono station, you can see Galata Bridge just across the road. This bridge spans the Golden Horn in Istanbul, connecting the two European sides. The top level is for vehicles and tram with sidewalks on both sides. You can see people line up with their fishing rods throughout the day here. The lower level is filled with restaurants and cafes. However, only one or two of the restaurants are considered good, so you might want to have your meals elsewhere. It is, however, a nice place for photos. Once you have crossed the bridge, it is 15 minutes walk to another famous Istanbul landmark, the Galata Tower. You can take T1 tram line to Karaköy station, but it will still be a 10 minutes walk from the station. Unfortunately, during my visit, it was closed for restorations. From above the 63 meters tower, you will get a 360 degrees view of Istanbul's historic peninsula and cityscape. Entrance is around $32. Viana Kavesi at the foot of the tower is famous for the San Sebastian cheesecake, quite expensive at €9 a piece. Since I wasn't able to go up to the tower, I walked just a bit further to Syrian Bakery and got myself a cheesecake and baklava while enjoying the view. Together with an iced Americano, it costs $15. Last destination for today is Istiklal Street that stretches 1.4 kilometers from nearby Galata Tower to Taksim Square. It is the most famous pedestrian avenue in Istanbul, filled with shopping stores, restaurants, cafes, and clubs. If you are coming here directly, take the Metro Line M2 to Taksim Square. Do look out for the charming historical red tram that runs up and down Istiklal Street. And if you are looking to buy some Turkish delight or baklava, there is a branch of Hafiz Mustafa here. For dinner, if you are nearby Galata Tower again, do check out Gulhane restaurant at the foot of the tower. I had Turkish sea bass and Coke for $20. If you have additional day in Istanbul, I recommend adding these locations for the third day. The colorful Balat neighborhood, then head towards the Asian side of Istanbul to explore Kadıköy and Moda neighborhood, visit Kamlikla Mosque, the largest mosque in Istanbul, and then end the day at Üsküdar neighborhood. Lastly, I will go through some of the travel essentials and costs. I would recommend using international roaming or getting eSIM for mobile data access. In terms of apps, install Google Maps for navigation, Uber for taxi rides, and Google Translate in case you need to understand Turkish. A word of caution on using taxi in Istanbul. The taxis here are known to overcharge or even scam tourists, so I recommend using public transportation instead. Istanbul Havalimanı Airport is located 50 kilometers from city center, so taking a taxi will be expensive. If you are staying at Taksim area, you can take Hafiz bus. Leave the terminal and head to platform 16, then look for Hafiz 16 bus. It will drop you off at Taksim Square. Unfortunately, there are no direct bus to Sultanahmet area. This is the place I stayed and I would recommend to any first-time travelers as it is close to all major landmarks. If you are staying at Sultanahmet, you can take the metro line from airport. Just come out from the terminal and follow the metro sign. You will be taking M11 line to Galata station. At the airport metro station, buy an Istanbul card at the machine shown here. It can be used for metro, tram, bus and ferry in Istanbul. The card costs 70 lira and one-way trip to Sultanahmet costs around 60 lira during my visit. At Galata station, follow sign for Sikis 3 or exit 3 and continue until you reach metro line M2. Take the M2 line to Westnisler Istanbul U station. From there, leave the metro station and follow the sign to T1 line tram station. You will need to walk 200 meters to Laleli Istanbul U tram station and get down at Sultanahmet tram station. Including the cost of Istanbul card, a round trip from and to airport costs 200 lira or around $6. Do be careful there is no refund possible on any unused balance. For travel costs, I will just elaborate for those related to Istanbul shown in blue color. Traveling from airport to Sultanahmet area using metro and tram costs $6. Hotel costs depends on your budget. I spent $60 a night for 3 nights in a pretty good hotel with breakfast. I would assume you had to stay a third day here due to traveling to Cappadocia, which I absolutely recommend as a must visit. Meals at Istanbul tourist area can be pricey. Expect to pay around $20 a meal. It costs $476 in total, excluding flight from my country to Turkey as a solo traveler. Hotel costs can be shared if you have a traveling partner. In terms of attractions, I would skip the Hagia Sophia History Museum if you are on a budget. Hope this information helps for your trip to Istanbul. Do help to like and subscribe to my channel for future travel videos.